Welcome to Pillow Talk. We don't discuss nasty no-nos, rather the monstrous maniacs that disturb our minds and the sci-fi cinemas that make dweebs rule. I'm here with my handsome husband, Torgy Bear 58, as always.
Hello.
Today we're talking about Shutter Island.
Oh.
More specifically, the experiment that encapsulates the entire plot of the movie. Because as anyone who's seen the movie at least a few times over knows by now that the whole plot of the movie is this experiment to get the main character, played by Leonardo DiCaprio brilliantly, to come to terms that his entire family is dead and he feels responsible for it, although his wife, spoiler alert, click away if you don't want to hear spoilers. His wife tried to burn their apartment down, and she's becoming mentally ill. And to deal with it, he thinks that getting the family away will help her. It doesn't work. He comes home from work, working a case, and she's drowned all their children, 3 of them, in the lake. Tragic.
Very.
That scene should have won an Oscar, but of course it did not, because the freaking gods of acting just have had it out for DiCaprio forever.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm so glad that with his most recent one, The Revenant, got an Oscar. After how long?
Oh, I don't even. He should have gotten an Oscar for so many. For so many.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, back to Shutter Island. It is a recent film, for those of you who haven't even heard of it. It came out in 2010, directed by Martin Scorsese, and again starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo as his assistant detective, aka his primary physician, in the movie. And again, the point I want to bring up in this discussion is the experiment that takes place in the entire movie. Now, the whole point of the movie is this one doctor, played by Ben Kingsley, he wants to try to cure androlytis. And this is around the time that lobotomies are becoming the main way to cure people that they haven't been able to figure out how to fix or control if they're mentally insane or if they're dangerous to themselves or others. So he has this massive strategy, this crazy strategy, to put the entire facility through this role play for this one patient. How is this a responsible decision? You are entrusting all these different doctors and patients with mental deficiencies to play into another patient's role play to try to cure him. You're putting favoritism into one of your patients and just kind of saying screw you to the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I was looking at it earlier today in clips, and right when they get on the island off the ferry, you see how tense those military people, those security guards get.
Because he is one of the most dangerous patients on the island. Excuse
me. Yeah, I mean, it was just like, I bet they're just thinking, okay, we really gotta trust this doctor on his words that this guy is not gonna come after us and we're not gonna have to kill him.
Well, that's why they had Ruffalo's character following him around the whole movie.
Yes.
The whole time the movie's portraying him as his detective partner, but no, he's his primary physician that Kingsley sent on him to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself or anybody else.
Mm-hmm. By the way, fun fact, I saw this a little earlier. Ruffalo and Leonardo didn't end up working together in any other film after Shutter Island until The Wolf on Wall Street, which they said they were going to make first before this movie. However, there was budget issues, so they had to wait.
Interesting.
Very. But anyway, yes, sorry. That was just a fun fact since we just brought up Ruffalo.
See, and after I watched FoundFlix's video explaining this, because I actually okay, I'm gonna say this right now. I don't watch movies. I read on them. I read their wikis, I read all the information I can, and then I go on YouTube and I watch the official movie clips channel. I watch the clips if I can find those, or I just find other lower quality clips that other people have just put up and try to avoid copyrights by shrinking the window or upping or downing the brightness and stuff, all that stuff. So, I do know exactly what I'm talking about. I know this movie well. I just cannot say that I have seen it because I have not sat down and watched it from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm. And I can say that I have seen it, and from the information that we've talked about and everything that we've seen is shared together, yeah, this woman right here, computer brain, this one, you have a question, go to her. Please. Because there's stuff that I cannot remember that she can remember instantly. Wish I can give an example, but I really can't.
You can't try.
Alright, this is easy. You remember what time you were born at?
I remember 2 times. I get me and my brother's birth times confused a little bit. I was either born at around 5:30, 6:30, or I was born around 9:30, 8:30.
Yep, and I don't even know that. I could not even figure that out. So that's an example.
Yeah, but you were preemie. You were supposed to be a Christmas baby, and you were born like 2 months early.
Yes, I was born early, sadly. But anyway, I found interesting what I was looking at. I thought the whole part of him being a soldier, was really interesting, and how, I mean, it did play somewhat of a critical role in the story. However, it didn't seem to
played a critical role into it because that one scene in particular, and Found Flicks mentioned this too. That one scene where the marshals or whatever ask them for their guns.
Yes.
And Ruffalo's character, Chuck, I think he was going by, Chuck, he fumbles with the gun in the holster. He doesn't know how to take it off. But, Daniel's character, he was able to whip it right off because, again, he was previously a marshal. That part never left his memory. It's kind of like riding a bike, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're in service, those skills never leave you, I hear.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just talk about one thing? This is something that kind of confused me. If the whole part of the whole beginning of the movie is them getting to the island to start this investigation, where were they before that?
Right?
Where were they before that, and where was his mental state to begin, maybe an hour before the movie even started?
Exactly.
Where were they at? What were they doing?
I really wish there was kind of like a prequel kind of thing. I mean, just to see the events beforehand. Maybe a short, maybe a deleted scene, or an ultimate beginning. I don't know. I think that'd be really nice to see.
I just think this whole experiment, I think it was a revolutionary design with a very selfish, initiative behind it. You were trying to break through this one patient, and you want to get the rest of the entire hospital, all the patients, all the doctors involved in this one man. So, are you gonna do this? So, if this would have worked, according to a lot of theories, and I do believe that it did work, but he just chose to lobotomize himself in the form of suicide at the end, but that's another discussion. So if this were to have worked in the doctor's minds, would they have moved on to the next patient and then played out their life story for them?
Right?
How long would they have been doing this for?
I mean, totally. And that part about bringing the patients into it, you can tell that they were so stressed out when they had to sit in front of Ladis and lie.
And lie, because they didn't know what to say, because he's asking questions about himself, and they can't tell him that it's him. They have to make up some bull that it's somebody else that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. And that woman that had that cup of water, what she wrote down, I think she kind of wanted him to get out of there because of the
Mhm.
state that he was in right now.
Right? She's the one who wrote on the notepad,
Run.
And then, if you remember one scene, guys, do you remember this one scene where this creepy older woman, he's walking across the quad and she does this shh thing? That, a lot of people theorize, and I think it's even been confirmed, that those are the filmmakers, that it was the filmmaker's decision to have her do that, because her character doesn't necessarily know that he's the one that they're supposed to be fooling. So she's reminding him, shh, don't tell.
Gosh. Yeah, I love you. I would have never kind of put that thought process out of there. Because at first I thought she was just being creepy. I had figured out a lot of some of the other things, but I didn't get to that assumption with the old lady. She just always creeps me out. But I don't know.
I don't understand how Leo DiCaprio's character was able to completely hallucinate that whole end hallucination with that woman in the cave.
Yes.
Was he actually just wandering in a hole in a cave and hallucinating this woman there? Or was he just talking to a stone wall? What was going on there?
Yeah, was he...
Like, how far was that hallucination going? I'm assuming the rats weren't all real.
Yeah, no, that had to be fake.
But, like, did he actually crawl into this hole in the cavern and just sit there and talk to himself? Did he just talk to a stone wall for a while? Was he just sitting in the water for a while? What was he doing?
I've always kind of just curious about that. I mean, even earlier today, too, you can tell that his mind was playing tricks with him when he thought his partner died down on that shore.
Well, yeah, that's hallucinations off his medication. Because in order to do the roleplay, they couldn't give him any medication, because then he'd be like, well, I'm a cop. I don't need these medications. What do I need these medications for? I'm not a patient.
Right? That's probably why all that medicine they were handing him was not any kind of thing for any pain in his head. It had to be his medication that they were giving him. When he had a headache, when he had a migraine, it had to be his medication. That they were just saying that this would help.
Or just a super incredibly low dosage. Can we talk about the scene where they try to reveal everything to him?
Yes.
The second he opens the door to the lighthouse and he walks in, these are the moments I love the most. They're brilliantly written, they're brilliantly acted, and I swear I feel the hairs on my neck stand up. As soon as you walk in, you don't know what you're expecting to find, but it's just Kingsley at the desk with that famous line, "Why are you so wet, baby?"
Yeah, that just gets you. It's like, fuck.
And then, and the gun not even being real, and the detective being his doctor the whole time. You know, if you've never seen it before, I mean, your mind is exploding in like a million different directions at once. You don't know what to think. You think you've been betrayed. And at the same time, you want to go kiss the damn director or something.
Right? I mean, shoot. There's that one scene, too, where in the prison, in that cell block, 17?
I believe that's somewhere, right?
And he runs into that guy who he calls George, and he starts hallucinating that woman, too, his wife, in that cell. I feel like he's just hallucinating that entire thing. Not just of her, but of the guy, because the guy's telling him to let her go, too.
That prisoner's really there. And all those bruises around his face, he gave them to him.
Okay, so yeah, that's
a real okay. The prisoner that he's talking to, the one who tells him that you're just a rat in a fucking maze. That's a real prisoner. He's not. He wasn't really let in on the game, so he's just trying to tell him to wake the hell up. They're playing with you, man. Get real. Okay, they're playing with you. You're a rat in a maze.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because now that
he was trying to tell him, dude, you're playing a game. None of this is real. Wake up.
Yep. Now that you say that, now that you think about it,
and to prove the point of how dangerous Andrew Latis's, or Teddy Daniels, or whoever you want to call him, all those bruises on his face, he gave them to him.
Yeah, and that's what he meant.
In a previous altercation.
That's what he meant by what he said when he said, "You put me here."
Yep, they got in a fight. Yep, they got in a fight and they got separated, and he got put in that cell.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, no, he did actually put him there.
All right. That worked. All right. That clears a lot of things up in my head from that question or that thing.
You know, the more logic you know makes the world you live in a little bit sweeter, doesn't it?
Yes. My jar of 58 batch honey.
Gathered by my uncle.
Only one available. You take it from me, I'll maul you. Grr. Anyway, let's see, that part, what's another part? The whole Rachel thing.
Rachel, yeah, the whole character in his mind thing's a little bit jumbled, but Rachel is actually the name of his oldest daughter. I believe his wife's name is Dolores.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's really clever how they got that nurse to portray that missing patient, too.
How was she able to play crazy so well? I think they really need to look into her a little bit more.
Exactly, right? Because, I mean, when I thought about it, like, I was listening to Found Flicks, too, and it's just, like, getting that nurse to play Rachel like that, I mean, they had to probably really either give her something in return or something.
The nurse has to be a regular on Daniel's block or something.
Yeah.
Or they had to break client-patient confidentiality and give her his file so she could read it and study up on him and know what to do.
I don't think...
I really hope that wasn't the case, but hey, they let this whole island run amok for the sake of one freaking patient.
Right? I mean, we are thinking of Ben Kingsley here. I think he would be able to do something.
Can we talk about the whole thing when they're trying to go to the lighthouse, when they're trying to go to the cell block 17 or whatever, and cell block C or whatever, and during that an electrical outage knocks out the power for the whole island, and
yes,
all the inmates are running amok? No one's doing anything to try to corral them. They're kind of just letting them run around.
Yes.
You don't see anyone calling for some kind of emergency technician. You don't see anyone calling for backup from police or firefighters or other nurses from somewhere else. Like help. We need help with these patients. We don't know what to do with them now.
Exactly. I mean, it can't just be the guards there. There has to be some sort of one type of emergency team.
And what are the guards trained to do? I sure hope it's not shoot on sight.
Exactly. I mean, there's safety procedure, there's safety reasons. I mean, there should be like an island fire team if it's all on an island, you know? They can't just get some fire team from 11 miles away. Is that in the beginning when they're doing that whole investigation, that cop said that they're 11 miles offshore?
You know that scene? He has such an issue with water and fire.
Yes.
On his way there, you know, he has the issue with water, and it's not because he's seasick, it's just the water, because he can't handle the water itself. But here's my thing. You are literally surrounded by water. If water is that much of a problem for you, one, why did he agree to go in the first place? Two, here's my thing. Two, why didn't he just, seriously, you would think there's so much water surrounding.
Yes.
He would have just, like, conked out or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, passed out from, like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I'm overwhelmed.
And speaking of water and fire, I really love that dream sequence he has for the first time, where it's him and Dolores, his wife.
In the apartment.
And it's fire.
The artistry in that scene.
Yes.
I almost can't believe the artistry in that scene. It's almost enough to make me cry if I was drunk enough. If I was drunk enough, I'd probably cry if I watched that scene again.
Mm-hmm. And I'm really trying to remember who the name of directed that, because whoever did that was just...
Martin Scorsese.
Okay, Martin, thank you. Awesome artistry.
Martin Scorsese, and it was written by... I had his name in my head, but his last name is a little, it's a little different. So it's, where is it? It's right...
It's all good.
Here it is. Written by Leda Caligulus.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, there was a. That makes me think of this. Yeah, there was actually a book on this that came out in 2003.
Yep. Yep. The movie was adapted from the book.
Yes. Oh, now that I'm a book reader, I gotta read that.
Right.
Yep. First off, though, I'm still on 276 of Stephen King's It. I know it's off topic, but I gotta finish it so I can move on to something else.
I've gotten you like 3 books and I've barely read one yet. Isn't that sad? He asked for all these books. I buy him all of these books. And how many does he read? Count them with me, everybody. None.
I'm trying.
You are my honey, aren't you? Okay, fine. I guess I will talk to this honey.
No, you are my honey. And I'm trying to get to that. Trying. Anywhoosies, man.
Well, was there anything else you wanted to add about Shutter Island? What did you think about the whole decision of the experiment of this? Was it a good idea, a bad idea, irresponsible? Was it a revolutionary concept because it wasn't on an island? It was sort of secluded from everyone else. What do you think?
I mean, overall, I could see what they were doing. However, I didn't think they needed to put everybody else's life at risk for that one patient.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the security guards were on edge. That one doctor they had in there with Ben Kingsley, the other older one, I heard he's actually based off a real Nazi scientist that did some sort of experiments on their patients too, with lobotomy and stuff like that.
Yep, it was all a basis of not necessarily mind control, but they didn't know how to handle them. They were too violent. They didn't want to take the time to try, and they just knew the way to control them. So they basically took away emotion.
Yep. Zombified.
Yep. Just kind of was like, okay, you're a meat puppet.
Mm-hmm. But even then, even besides that, I mean, just for him, everybody's like on their toes, and everybody just, all the other people, like the people in the white like jackets and the clothes that they're in the sleeping quarters with, they don't really seem to have too much of an issue with it from what I saw. But everybody else, it just seems like lives at risk. I don't like that.
Yeah. I just want to say this one more time for the record. They put one of the most dangerous patients they had in charge of their entire island for like days.
Yes. And during that days, there was that huge storm where anything could have happened.
That knocked out all the power.
And they didn't plan that. They couldn't have planned that.
Nope, but they sure didn't really do anything about it from what I saw.
Exactly. And with him, the most dangerous patient and his partner are in charge. And during that storm, they're off and about by themselves. How did they know he wouldn't have even tried anything?
Why would they trust one doctor to this one extremely dangerous patient?
Exactly. There has to be a prequel on this. Because then it could show that doctor his first days coming in and be like talking with them, and then him and Ben coming up with a plan, and then them knocking him out or something and bringing him onto the ship, and then it opens up with that scene. I mean, come on!
You know that scene at the end of the movie where that extremely pointed question comes up: would it be better to live as a good man, or to die as a good man, or to live as a monster or die as a good man, or whatever it was? Forgive me for jumping it all up. I'm trying. And he gets up and he puts out a cigarette and he starts walking away to be lobotomized. And the doctor says, "Teddy," one more time. I know this would have put an end to all the controversy before we were started, but I would have almost died if he would have looked back for just a split second and said, "My name's not Teddy. My name's not Teddy, Doc." And he would have kept going.
Yep.
Because then that would have absolutely confirmed that he knew what he was doing. He just didn't want to live with it. He knew he wasn't crazy. He wasn't crazy, but he couldn't live with the fact of what he'd done, and he was choosing to do this willingly.
Yes. And you know what? If I were in that shoes, I'd probably go down the same route. Especially if it's something involved you and just stuff I would not want to live with it. Especially if I was broken through like that.
So at the end, I think it would have been, for me, I think it would have been not necessarily better, but more of a heart-hitting moment if at the end he would have responded, "My name's not Teddy Duck."
Mm-hmm.
And he would have just kept going with it, like he never said it.
Right. See, this makes me want to read the book because I want to know how the book is interpreted to see what's different.
Right?
Kind of like why I like reading books. Anyway, I believe that is all on my end.
You know, I didn't really have anything else to add, so you know what? I guess this is a big discussion of Shutter Island on Pillow Talk. What do you guys think? Do you think this was a smart decision? Do you guys think this was reckless on doctors and all the on the board's decision? Leave a comment below with what do you think? What do you think we should talk about later? We're gonna be doing this for quite a while. I have a few ideas.
We're going to be doing this for a while. This what are you thinking? One a week?
Yeah, I can do 1 week.
We'll start with one a week, and if you guys want more, we'll adjust. I mean, remember, I got stuff that I got to work on too.
All right. Well, that being said, this has been